why do you think people that don't have a father figure are more likely to commit crime?
Well, I think it's difficult to say that I know why or this happens because of this, because it's not always as simple as variable A leads to outcome B. But I can pose a theory. My theory would be when I can only talk personally, right? So I'll just talk personally. Growing up without really a strong father figure, and coming into puberty and becoming a young man and going through all those different hormonal and emotional changes and trying to adjust to your position in the world, there is a lot of there is this I don't know, maybe it's just a narrative that I've embodied that's sort of come from some false area, I don't know, but there is this level of anger that I had about things that had gone wrong in my life, about the fact that I didn't have a very present father figure, about I've got a mild disability and I'm different to everyone else and I'm a wheelchair user, and there's all that angst around that, and then trying to sort of fit into social groups. There's this weird emotional cocktail that I go through, and if I didn't find father figures elsewhere through sporting coaches and mentors or my grandfather or something, maybe I could have manifested that anger and that emotional turmoil in delinquent acts and antisocial behavior to give me that thrill and that attention that I was ultimately calling out for. I don't know. It's an interesting point. That's why I think I would advocate for any, especially young men, but any young person that feels any sort of emotional tension or anger about the way their life is, go and channel it through something, and go and find somebody you can talk about that shit with. I mean, maybe that's a father figure, but maybe it's anyone, I don't
know. Yeah.
I think without, say, a mother, it's just one less person, without one parent altogether. Only having one parent is just one less person to kind of hold you down and ground you, and teach you their values and disciplines and stuff. But maybe especially with a man, because maybe he has more kind of, he's more seen as firm and physically strong.
I mean, think about it this way: as a young man, how can my mum really tell me about what it means to be a good man, considering that she hasn't gone through that life experience? Same way as my sister, how could her dad have shown her the values? And we don't really tell our kids, do we really? A lot of the stuff is unconscious when they're a child and you're just sort of acting out your role as father or mother or man or woman. But how could my sister have got that from her father? I mean, I'm interested if you guys think that I've just made a bad statement there and that's not true.
I don't know. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's a wider thing though. Is it not the values of being a good person which matter more than simply being a good man or woman? Because what is a good woman?
Very good very good very good
nurturing
yeah but
domestically capable, if
no,
is my mum showing me how to be a good woman, teaching me how to cook? You see what I mean? You see the logical conclusions that can be drawn from that.
No. But maybe I'm talking about the buckets of characteristics and tendencies rather than can you cook? But I don't know. It's an interesting one. I mean, let's say, okay, I grew up in a very feminine household. Mother, sister, cat. Right? That was it. That was my nurturing environment. It was great. It means that I have a level of emotional consideration that I don't think other lads have, and I have a very feminine way of looking at things in a lot of ways. But then this is only a very specific, it's a bit of anecdotal data, so disagree with it as much as you like. But when I go into elite sporting contexts where you have to be an aggressive, testosterone-filled male to go out and compete against other men and beat them in competition, well, I didn't learn those values from my feminine nurturing environment, right? I had to go and look at it elsewhere. Now, are they good tendencies maybe in life? I don't know. Maybe you should have a level of aggression. Maybe you shouldn't be a pushover. Maybe you do need a level of, right, I'm going to take what's mine. And I don't think I would have gotten that from my mum, but she is a lovely person. She has her imperfections and her idiosyncrasies like everyone. But mum wasn't going to, my masculine figures and father figures in my life would turn around to me and go, fuck those guys, Joel. Go and show them who you are. Have a bit of grit in your life. Go and train harder than them. My mum maybe wouldn't have that perspective. So maybe that's a very specific domain, and being a good sportsman doesn't mean you're a good person, but it's just an example.
But I don't know. I play uni level sport, which is obviously it's not GB, but it is a high level still. And
what do you play?
I've gotten values from. Pardon?
What do you play?
Football.
Sorry, football.
Oh, sick. What position? Sorry, these might be off topic, but
left wing. That's fine. Left wing.
Oh,
so traditionally masculine sport, anyways. But we get told by everyone, be it man or woman, go out there, be your best, be aggressive. And I feel like I've been told that by as many men as I have women.
Yeah. And I
You
think,
you see my point. I think sport is just quite an aggressive thing in nature, and I've been pushed to be this aggressive person through both men and women.
How would you feel if then you went to I don't know, let's put you in a hypothetical situation, and you're going to a parenting class, right? You're about to have your first child, right? And the class is run by a mate, and he's telling you how to be a good mother. What's your thought process? I'm interested.
I think, well, he's obviously in a position where he is like qualified to speak about this. So
Well, because he's read some books,
listen,
and he's done some exams, or he's been a father.
Yeah.
Like, why? How can he tell?
I suppose that is a qualification.
yeah,
though.
exactly. You have to qualify
Is
yourself.
it the same,
Like,
though?
I couldn't just go up there and try to tell mothers how to be a good mother, but because this man is trained, he's obviously a professional. He has the ability and capabilities to talk and and help these people. I mean, I don't know.
Is it? No, it's good. It's a good point. Yeah, maybe he's done his research and he's done his exams and he can prove that he knows what he's on about. But is that the same as a mother that's had 2 kids? You know what I mean? Giving that class as the man who's read a textbook and maybe been a father himself. Maybe it'll do as good. It'll do a job. But is it the same? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. And that's just me talking about.
I think it may even be better. I mean,
Ooh.
the textbook and learning how to actually work and speak to people could lead him in a more better position than a mother who's had 2 children, who may have not treated them or not grown them up in the best environment.
Yeah, who's to say she's the model mother?
Just because she has 2
You see what I
children
mean?
doesn't mean that she is immediately qualified.
Qualified.
Yeah, maybe it's my own unconscious bias then. I'm just a horrific individual. But, if my future wife went to a parenting class and it was ran by a man, I'd be like, who's this dickhead that thinks he knows what he's doing? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm just chatting shit, but it's interesting.
Going back to the kind of distinction where, a man's telling a man how to be a good man versus how to be a good person. I think a better question is there characteristics that men need to have rather than women need to have?
What would those characteristics be?
Yeah.
What, logic, rational thinking?
No,
Surely that's something to aim for in both genders, no?
Yeah, it's interesting.
I don't have the answer. I just asked the question. I think.
Let's ponder on it. Let's have a pause. I think all characteristics make up a whole individual and a good person. But I guess you only need to equip them in certain roles. I mean, obviously there are foundational ones, like you say, logic, reasoning, emotional intelligence. That stuff's useful in every context. But would my mum need to inflict aggression in her life? I don't know. And then would my father figure?
Why wouldn't she? What would she not? Why would she not need to do it?
To be fair, my mum is a dragon.
Why would she
If you strike a nerve on her, she will bite you. So that's maybe
exactly?
No, I'm not saying I'm right either. I'm playing with ideas here.